Hi friends, welcome again to the Siga Studio.
Just finished.
Okay, so this video is going to be talking about how you should conduct yourselves in your lessons. Uh, Another video that seems self-evident, but please don't skip this because I know so many singers who don't understand how to get the best value for their lessons. They turn up to their lessons and instead of using it as a time to learn, they use it as a time to impress. You don't need to impress your teacher. If your teacher is a good teacher, your teacher will really understand how the voice is, how the voice could be. We're often surprised at how voices develop. That's wonderful. But if you've got a cold, we can still have a good lesson. You don't need to make excuses. You don't need to um, be embarrassed by the way you are, etc. As we've already discussed, your relationship with your teacher is one of the most important relationships you'll have outside of family and partners. This is the person that can make or break your whole professional life. You don't need to be best friends with your teacher. You have to have a fantastic, positive working relationship. Your teacher should be positive. Your teacher should encourage you to work. Your teacher should fire up your soul and your brain so that you go home and you practice. But that shouldn't be the only reason why you practice. You have to be self-sufficient. But when you're in the lesson time, when you're in the lesson with your teacher, that is your time. But when you are in the lesson with your teacher, that is your time to really learn. You're probably giving your teacher money. Therefore, get the best value for money. As I said in the last video, record your lesson, video your lesson if you're allowed. Make sure you really understand what the teacher is telling you. Don't leave the lesson thinking, well, I didn't really understand what they said, but I was embarrassed to ask. If you still get home and you're still working the next day, you're listening to the recording of your lesson and you didn't understand, then contact your teacher and ask them to explain further. Teacher should happily do that. We should enter the studio of the teacher with a charged up, concentrated mind. We should be in a state of energy, calm energy that makes us really ready to learn, relaxed and alert. My teachers became my friends, of course they did, but that wasn't the time for me to discuss what movies I'd seen or what I'd had for supper. The teachers will often break away from the teaching to talk about something, but that's not because they're filibustering or they don't know what to say. That's if they're a good teacher, that's because they're giving you a voice of time to relax before the next stage of work, or they're trying to move your thoughts a little bit so that you might concentrate on something else so that then you can then sing with a cleared brain, etc. Teachers have to be amateur psychiatrists almost to get the best from their pupil, but that's not for you. You want to learn. You should always have your music prepared. If necessary, send the music that you're going to sing to your teacher in advance if it's a surprise. I shouldn't have to say this, but never be late for a singing lesson. Of course, sometimes things happen and we can be late, but you let them know. Don't expect if you're late, because if your fault, the teacher will make up the time. They can do, and they often do, but they don't have to. Remember, you can't have a bad lesson. If you're slightly under the weather or it's not really working that day, there's still something you can work on. You don't judge a lesson by how well you sing, you judge a lesson by how much you learn in the lesson. You will have breakthrough lessons, and they're wonderful times. They all of us have them where suddenly something clicks in our head, or we move forward, or we have lessons when we are consolidating, we get onto plateaus. That's okay, as long as you're still moving in the right direction. If you have a teacher that also coaches you musically, always the best teachers, then you allow the improvements to flow into your phrasing so that you are really open to the idea of using your body to help you shape the music. And that is something which you and your teacher will explore without any kind of inhibitions. Above all, use the time in the lesson professionally. Build up a technique and a mindset that will carry you through your entire career. Okay, so that's a short lesson, short video this week, but I think it's really important. All these concepts that I'm talking about, these are all moving us towards this professional mindset that sees every aspect of our work as something that is considered, built upon, and grows as we grow as a singer, both technically, vocally, musically, and professionally. Okay, if you like these videos, as I say at the end of all these videos, please like, subscribe, find me on the Facebook group. It should be down there somewhere. Got jazz hands today, they're rather funky. Get involved, ask questions, disagree with me if you like. But above all, stick around. These videos are all structured to replicate the external work that we do in a singing conservatory. Therefore, we will get onto Italian song classes and German song classes, aria classes, etc. But these are all the skills that we're building up that allow us to grow. So please stick around. The next video, I'm going to be talking about how to learn music, skills to learn music. So see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Adios.